Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Well done, Simo. Fill in for him.
We got it across. They've only gone and scored again. Scott this time. Martin Scott. Ross County are going to make history. They're going to become legends. He's managed to bring Shaw. Big chance. It looks like deja vu here at Hampden.
Hello and welcome to Season 5, Episode 1 of the Staggies View podcast. I'm delighted to have you for the 5th season. I hope you all had a lovely, lovely summer. I am delighted to be joined, as I was for the majority of last season, by Mr. Robbie McDonald. How you doing, mate?
Getting on well, mate. Happy to be back.
Been having a good summer?
It's been good. Been good. Obviously, we discussed on the inaugural.
Inaugural.
That's the one awards show about our time at the Euros, which me and Liam as well thoroughly enjoyed. Off to Tenerife tomorrow, so that'll be a summer just keeps going, doesn't it?
Lovely stuff. Well, as Robbie is spoiled for you, if you're listening on Spotify, we are joined by Thursday's finest, Mr. Liam Miller. How you doing, mate?
That's harsh on Neil. That
Oh,
I'm good,
wait.
I'm
Why
good.
did I think Neil? Why did I think Neil was from? Oh, he's gonna be pissed at me. Why did I have it in my head that Neil was from Whip?
Oof.
Bold to assume he's listening. He looks behind me.
Pete's left the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm officially the new co-host of the
it's
Staggies
my
View.
duty to inform you that Peter Mackay is we've gone our separate ways. No, I'm joking. Peter will be
Staggies View accepted a massive bid from County Corner.
back.
Pete Mackay's-Ovsky.
Yeah, Pete Mackay's been
Here
taken
we go.
across to the county corner by Ross. But no, Pete will be back. Pete will be back soon. Unfortunately, you're stuck with me as host for this week. But Mr. Peter Mackay will be back very soon.
Yeah,
Well,
he's not,
there's a lot to talk about. What were you saying?
I was just saying Pete's not feeling well, so if you want to send him some get well soon presents, I'm sure they'd be greatly appreciated.
I know. I was thinking we should get like a big card.
A massive card.
The biggest card.
Well,
A
should we
big
just
get
get straight in? Oh, what?
Fire in. So much to talk about today.
Well, we definitely have not prepared this podcast and asked Liam.
What are
on
you talking
15 minutes
Well,
ago.
why would you admit that? We're so organised.
This is a professional podcast, guys.
It's only 5 to 10.
Well, the first thing I wanted to ask was when we went to the transfer window, losing the players we did, what did you think we needed?
New striker. Badly.
When you saw that striker was coming from Ireland and Cliftonville, what do you think?
Tell you what, it was ringing some memories, wasn't it?
I know. It was actually, first of all, I saw in the Staggy archive a few months ago, first of all, I cannot believe it's been 10 fucking years since Liam Boyce signed from
10
there.
years.
This is
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, 14, 15, right? That's mental.
It blows my
Who's
mind
actually-
that
is he-
Liam Boyce was a Derek Adams signing.
I was about to say that. It was Adams who brought him in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What a genius. An absolute genius of a manager, him.
Liam, what was your initial reaction to the fact that Don Cowie is permanent Ross County boss?
I was happy. I thought, obviously, when he came in, and at first I was very hesitant. It kind of came across like a Stuart Kettlewell signing, jobs for the boys. But no, he's come in. He's proved himself enough, and I think he's going to be a good manager. He's played at a high level, so hopefully he can get the squad playing some better football at least.
Speaking of football, it started. We'll talk about transfers in a minute, but it started in the League Cup. And we managed to get ourselves a 100% record, which I know people will go on about the level of opposition, but there were 2 championship teams in our group, and it's obviously always a big banana skin, those League Cup groups. So, first of all, how much of those games did you guys actually manage to see?
I saw all of them except the Sterling game. Liam,
I don't think.
did you watch any of them? Probably
I
not.
don't think I watched any of them.
That's just good. This will be a
no.
fantastic segment of the podcast.
Let's see. I didn't go to any of them. Let me go bit by bit. So I watched the Stranraer game at home. I think I missed the Wraith game. I watched the Hamilton game at home, and I watched the Sterling game while I was cleaning down the burger van at work.
County Corners travelling to Stranraer, and we can't even turn on a TV for all the games.
Yeah, that's some commitment. That's like the county to Stranraer. Is that the longest journey in the 42, or will it be Elgin to Stranraer?
Nah, you might have a point there.
Elgin.
Oh, County's pretty close. I'm sure Sean's done it twice in a row. I don't know if Ross has done it twice in a row as well, but Sean was telling me he's done it 2 years in a row now, which
That's
is
so rough.
almost sad. But very, very impressive. But it was, to be fair, it was worth it for those Jordan White finishes. I'm sure that was a hit in the ground running.
Yeah. If you're listening on Spotify, then Liam's done the Jordan White dart celebration. Actually, Liam, before you left Germany, you went to the darts in Germany, didn't you?
Well, I was in Germany, yeah. That was the highlight of my holiday. I think getting Jordan and Billy to like my tweet. That was just, it was the best bit. Patch Scotland, just county.
I can't believe Elon Musk hid Twitter likes so we couldn't see that for ourselves.
It's a disgrace.
Sorry, I saw it because he showed it to me about 40 times the next day.
Hey.
I wish Jordan White would like my tweets, but Billy White likes my tweets sometimes.
Jordan White was on fire that group stage though. He scored.
I know, he's unbelievable.
Every game except Sterling.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. And Sterling, he came on as a sub, didn't he? And that was his 150th appearance for us, wasn't it?
That's mental. It doesn't feel like he's been around like that long for 150 games.
Yeah.
But
Yogi Hughes signing.
What a gaffer. Bring him back as well.
Oh,
Bring a lot of them. Get Adams and Yogi's a double act.
In the backroom team.
No bother. I think that. But Jordan White, of course, 150 caps, getting named vice captain. Do you think that was deserved, boys?
Yeah. I think, first of all, Conor Randall getting the permanent captaincy. It just looks right. He's got the number 8. He's got the armband. He's the Scouse Steven Gerrard.
I don't know if he scores quite as many goals as Steven Gerrard did. His shooting
definitely slips as much.
His shooting probably wouldn't attest to that nickname.
I'm just wondering why you're taking issue with this. Steven Gerrard himself is Scouse.
That's true.
Yeah, it's well deserved for Conor. I think, is he now the longest serving player in that squad, apart from obviously the youth boys?
He's got to be.
At senior level, yeah, probably. No, is it Laidlaw? It's Laidlaw, isn't it?
I think Randall and Laidlaw came in the same season, no?
I think
I
Laidlaw was our first season back, and then Randall the season after. Randall was COVID season.
Oh, aye, right enough. Aye, you're right. Aye, Laidlaw was Ketts. Ketts brought him in, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Ketts would have brought both of them in, but Ketts and Fergie were still a duo when
Mhm.
Laidlaw came in. But you can't. You don't want a keeper being captain, do you?
I know. I think it's a bit harsh that Randall Laidlaw is no longer vice captain, but I think it is just a thing of goalkeepers, and I think if they introduce that new rule about the captain having to be the one to speak to the referee, I think it makes sense. But
You want
That's
Laidlaw
running all
running
the
out.
way to the other
You want
end.
Laidlaw running out his box every
Yes.
time.
but obviously, Don was speaking about them having that leadership group, and I think it was Laidlaw, Randall, White, Nightingale, Lammy, Ricky Lammy. If we want to get onto transfers, I think. He's one of a good few. Should I bring up a list?
We're flying through these talking points. This is gonna be done in
I know.
no
I'm beginning to realize Pete really, truly is the glue that holds this podcast together.
time.
I've not hosted in a very, very long time. How did I start this podcast as host? How did we get 3 years in?
Everyone else has 4 hours of county corner to get through. It's not like anyone's going to get
Yeah.
time to listen to this.
What
anyway.
a podcast that I think I'm like 2 hours through that. I think I was listening to it at work before I got told off for having my earphones in.
What, in case they were distracting you from feeding the goats?
I don't just feed goats all day.
What else do you do?
Oh God!
Feed pigs, feed sheep.
Some days I'm in the burger van, or they've redone it into we just do Toasties now, and they're easier than the burgers, but I can't stop burning my hands.
Do you do any venison toasties?
We do not.
That's surely
It's literally it's cheese and ham, cheese and pickle, cheese and chutney, and tuna.
Wow.
not bad.
They are actually really nice, to be fair.
You put tuna on a toasty?
Yeah.
Of course. Tuna melt.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll give you that. How
No,
much?
really.
How much is a toasty?
A toasty, an adult's toasty will set you back $5.99, mate.
Is it adult? How big's an adult's toasty?
$5.99 for a toast.
They're like it's like imagine like the circumference of the oval that I'm holding with my fingers right now. They're
That's
like
not
that
too bad.
size. Yeah.
That's a decent set. What's that kid's price?
$4.99.
That's decent. Is that
So that's just like normal. Whoa, hey, my cat is going mental on the other side of the room. I don't know why. I might have to check that in a minute. But we've gotten off topic. What were we talking about?
What a podcast.
we're talking about
Transfers.
we're talking about tuna toasties, I thought.
Well, I think last time we were on this podcast, we talked about you, Robbie, sitting in the cupboard at your work or something.
Oh, did it again today. It was brilliant.
Oh, unbelievable.
Transfers. Have you found that list yet?
I've had the list up for the last minute.
I'll read them out then. I thought we were just killing time while you were looking for it.
So, one by one. So, Ricky Lammy once again found himself the subject of pre-contract drama. His pre-contract with Dundee was ripped up, and Duncow moved quickly to secure the services of the 31-year-old on a 2-year deal.
Who was that?
I think he's a man who comes with much experience in Scotland.
2-year deal.
Right. What are our thoughts on Mr. Ricky Lammy's signing?
I mean, he definitely brings experience with him, and the fact he can play the left side of a back three is pretty. It's good for us. He fills a space for sure. Obviously, we really struggled defending last year, I thought. So hopefully he kind of shores it up a wee bit.
It's good to get a player in who's got some actual Scottish Premiership experience, as opposed to boys just coming up from England who don't really know the league. Who, quite often that has worked out for us. But I think it's good having a player who knows the kind of opposition that we'll be playing up against, and hopefully has some experience against a lot of the strikers in this league.
And I think the point Liam made is well made. Obviously, left-footed centre backs are a hot commodity. in today's market, and I think we've also got Ryan Leak, but I think when he needs to, he'll slot right in there and also in the center of that back three too. So I'm just going down the list here. I don't think this is in chronological order of when they signed, but next on this list is Charlie Telfer. If I'm right in saying he was Airdrie's Player of the Year last year, he's also played at Falkirk, and he made his big Premiership breakthrough at Dundee United a good few years ago now after being released from Rangers. I think that's where he came through. Seems like a signing sort of in the ilk of what we were trying to do with Kyle Turner. Obviously, that didn't work out, but signing a player from the league below who did very, very well there. What do we think of this one? I think it's the type of signing, like the model should be that, but obviously we did get burned last year with Turner. I'm just curious what you guys think.
I like the idea behind it. I think that he did play really well for Airdrie, I think, especially in like McCabe's system. He was very good at kind of holding on to the ball and like spreading it about the team. But I thought he just looks so far. It's very early days. So I need to see him play more in the Premiership. Obviously, it's been like I think he left Dundee United in 2017, and I don't even know if they were in the Premiership at that point. So it's been a good while since he's played in the Scottish Premiership. So I'll need to see him properly. I thought he looked quite lightweight in the League Cup group stage, but early days. I've seen players fight. He's still finding his feet, but he doesn't have the same kind of presence as the likes of Allardyce anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that kind of player, though, is he?
Nah, not that. Yeah, that's true.
He would
but
play with an Allardyce, right?
He's going to play. He's more of a kind of Latoure type player. But
yeah,
I've not seen any of him so far that makes me think he's better than Latoure. But of course, it's only been a couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's another option we've got. So, I think it's a good signing. So yeah, it's definitely a good idea. Whether he'll prove himself or not is up for debate, I guess.
I think he was up on a trial before he actually signed, so it looks like he impressed quite a lot in training before signing on that dotted line. It's quite interesting because obviously signings it's usually not that much. It's in the court of the club, I'd say. It's usually these days probably on the player side of things, but yeah, he's shown that commitment to come up on trial before signing. I obviously don't know the ins and outs of stuff. I don't know why I'm waffling about this, but I don't know. You don't really hear that much about trials before players signing these days as much, probably.
Yeah, Gary certainly has taken the time to have a look at him and likes what he sees. I just don't know if it's a lack of fitness or that, but he didn't get that much game time in the League Cup. So it'll remain to be seen. We'll just need to see how he does in the league.
Another player, sort of in that attacking midfield area, and indeed our most recent signing was one Noah Chilvers signed from Colchester United. Now, before we get into this one, I was actually lucky enough to listen to Noah speak today at County's press conference. I think you guys would like to hear from Noah Chilvers. So here he is.
I know a few boys that were at Livingston. Obviously, they've been relegated, but I know Shamal George really well, the goalkeeper there. Joel Newble, I'm quite close with brother Frank, so I spoke to him about it. And obviously, Aurora Edwards was at Colchester last year, so he was obviously at Ross County. And the boys, everyone I spoke to gave glowing references for the league itself and kind of the standard and the step up that it will be for me coming from League Two. So yeah, it was once I kind of spoke to everyone I needed to, and obviously the manager and the things, it was a no-brainer. Obviously I'm an attack-minded player. I like to be creative, I like to create chances, score goals. So I know that sounds like a bit of everything, but that is what I want to do. I want to come out here, get fans on their feet, and make things happen really. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, I've not had the chance to play in any of the cup or pre-season games or anything, so it's going to be straight into the league here. And I've had a great reception and messages from fans through social media and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to meeting them at the ground and starting to show them what I can bring to the club. Obviously, once it was all signed here and I'd kind of flew up and got up here, it was like, okay, this is new. I've been at the same training ground, the same people for a number of years, so it was obviously something different. But it was like there's no kind of regrets or anything. Now it's all been announced. This is really what I wanted to do and the challenge that I wanted. So, like I've said, I've got a lot of nothing bad to say about culture, so I love my time there. Yeah. But for me, I just felt it was the right time to start a new challenge. For me, it was always the plan to be the last game, which is, like I said, it was the perfect send off. Obviously, I scored and got a really good kind of standing ovation from the fans towards the end when I went round after the game. So it was kind of the perfect ending, and yeah, no better way really to leave it with Colchester.
You played a lot of football at quite a young age, which is something is always a great thing for a career. Do you just feel ready for something?
Yeah, I just felt ready to try something new. Yeah. Obviously, just you're playing the same team, the same grounds and things. It's something that I wanted to do, and I feel like this is certainly a step up where I can then go and show what I can do and perform well, and then keep growing my career. Yeah, obviously as a young player, for me it's never been about financials or anything. I want to build the career that's worth talking about in the future, to my kids and to whatever. So yeah, I want to have a really successful career, and for me this was definitely the next step where I can be successful here and see what happens.
Because when Don signed you, he made it clear that there was obviously competition from other clubs to sign you. But what was it that he said in particular, and how did he kind of sell the move here to you? Yeah,
well, from kind of the start of the summer, really, there was discussions with my agent and the club, so it was very clear that I was kind of seen as a high target for them. So that's obviously a nice thing to know as a player. And from when I got once the deal was agreed, I then spoke to the gaffer. He called me, and we had a half-hour, 45-minute conversation just of where I fit in, the history of the club, obviously his roots with the club and stuff. Obviously coming through here and then having the really successful career that he had, kind of the troubles they had last year and what they want to do this year to be nowhere near like where they were. So just from the conversations we had and where he saw my career going with this move was, it just really put the nail in the coffin for me, really, because I was already kind of set. This is what I wanted to do. And from then speaking to him, it was, I was booking my flights. I've missed pre-season. So fitness-wise, I'd say I'm naturally quite a fit lad. But obviously things like that sharpness and that. But for me, I just want to play football. So I'll be doing anything I can to be out there playing as soon as possible. So training sessions like we had today, they're tough all week. Sat up here, my legs are pounding at the minute, but so I'll be working hard so that I can be available for the manager from minute one, really, hopefully. Brother and my family, they live abroad in Portugal, so I'm kind of used to that over the last few years, which made it a little bit easier. They abandoned me, so I'm used to that, to be fair. So it won't be too bad. I'll be and all of the boys have been really good. There's quite a few from down my way, London way. So I'm in with Will at the moment, so I can find myself a place. So they've been really good, and it's made it really easy to settle.
So good words from Noah Chilvers. Obviously had a couple offers, it sounds like, from England, but wanted to try something new in Scotland. So thoughts on our new man? Got a couple minutes against Motherwell, not really much to judge him off of though.
Yeah, I've heard very good things. A lot of the Colchester fans seem pretty gutted to lose him, so that's a good sign. Last season I don't think he really had the best season. He didn't really, from his stats, he didn't really create much or score much. But I think it's a couple of seasons ago, apparently he was really, really good. So, we'll just have to wait and see. I think it's definitely a player we needed if, like, you know, near the end of the transfer window, we hadn't really replaced that Danda player, and he's come in, and hopefully he maybe fits into those shoes.
Yeah, we only really had, prior to Chilvers, we only really had Andrew McLeod, who's a kind of out and out 10, and you probably don't want a youth player being your only option in that position. So I think you're right in saying that he was definitely a very welcome addition. It's always a good kind of, I don't know what the word is, but it's a good sign when you see the fans of the team are always very complimentary. Under the Twitter comments when he comes, we've had the complete opposite in the past with quite a few players. So that's a good sign. And he just seems to be, I don't know, he seems to be a player who's, County posted a wee compilation of his goals. He has some really good finishes in there. I don't think he's the most prolific in front of goal, but he can certainly find the back of the net, and I'm just hoping he can give a bit of creativity for the strikers, because we were definitely lacking that against Motherwell.
Talking about Twitter comments, I just remember inciting the wrath of Doncaster Rovers fans when Geordie Hula scored a goal against Brora Rangers in a pre-season friendly.
Yeah, I think that was the main offender that I was talking about there. He got absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah, Chilvers, that highlight reel was very good, but obviously, I try not to get too carried away with highlight reels because we all that can go.
I remember watching a highlight reel on a cold Saturday morning in January of NAF Young smashing the ball in the top corner before travelling down to Kilmarnock to see him be one of the worst footballers I've ever seen in my life. So I probably shouldn't get too carried away. But I've heard good things about Chilvers.
Yeah, I think obviously that number 10, big boots to fill. Hopefully he can be that sort of. Well, I don't. Obviously, it's too early to say that main guy, but hopefully he can be a big stalwart in that. Next on the list, here's the big one. The one that I was mentioning earlier, but got completely sidetracked by something else. So, from Cliftonville, this one was actually mentioned in the press quite a few days before it got done. Obviously, we put in a bid, it got knocked back. There was interest from a couple English sides that sort of stirred the pot a little bit. But finally, we got our man. He's our new number 9. It's 25-year-old Ronan Hill from Cliftonville, who's already made an impact in the League Cup group stage. Obviously, a debut goal with an audacious flick against Hamilton. 50 goals in 80 games for Cliftonville, and won them is it just called the Irish Cup? I think it is.
The Irish Cup, yeah.
Irish Cup,
Got the winner in that, writing himself into Cliftonville legend. So he comes over with a bit of a reputation, and it's a very exciting signing, it seems.
I'm so excited about him. I think he's going to be class. I mean, he just looks class. I mean, the goals he's scored have been ridiculous.
He looks good. He looks fine.
I think he'll be class for us. I don't think there's much doubt that this man will score goals. I think he'll score at least 15 for us this season. I think he'll. It's a big goal. It's a big shoes, but I think he can. I don't see any reason why he can't.
Robbie, can we get a rendition of the song, please?
Absolutely not. or too else to be singing on a podcast. Better of a song though. That went down brilliantly on Saturday.
Great.
I'm so gutted I wasn't there.
Part-timer, mate. Part-timer. You can sing it when you decide to turn up to a game. But he's...
All right.
I don't know. If we're going off just what we've seen so far in a county top, that goal against Hamilton was completely ridiculous. But even that, the goals he scored against Sterling were really good finishes. And we've mentioned before. We've mentioned this. How obviously we don't know about the level, but I think that if you can score there's often that case where if you can score goals, you can usually score a decent number at any level, especially when you're scoring the kind of 50 goals in 8 games is a ridiculous return. So I think that he didn't get much off the ball, I would say, on Saturday. He didn't get much opportunity in front of goal, but I do think that if we get players like Chilvers can get the ball to him in decent positions, he is a player who's going to find the back of the net.
Yeah, that free kick just saved.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. You can tell he's got a strike on him, and a 3-year deal as well seems like a fantastic bit of business. He's not like a incredibly young player, but I think he's about what, 25?
He's 25.
Like by the end of that 3 years, he should be pushing his prime. So I don't know if he certainly hits off on the front foot, if that's the right phrase, he'll be could be looking at a bit of money for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we made money off of Simon Murray, so anything. I think he's just going to be incredible.
That's one thing I've been liking about this transfer window is that we've got Ronan Hale, Noah Chilvers, and Akel Wright all on 3-year deals. That's like basically buying a spine of the team for the next few seasons. It remains to be seen if any of them are going to be any good, but I think that Cowie's certainly putting his faith in a few of these players, and I do think having seen the 3 of them, I think it probably will pay off.
Yeah, I think they all seem happy to be here as well, which is, sometimes not something we get. Like, they all seem to speak very highly of being in the
What is not to love about Dingwall, mate?
It's like, we fought off like quite big clubs. I mean, Hale, I think like Wigan and Bolton were in for him, and we got him over them, and it seems very good. They seem happy so far. Whether in the coming weeks they decide Dingwall's not.
Pete was I don't know if he didn't cite any sources, but Pete was telling me apparently Hale's living in Forth Rows. So
shut up.
Can't be before long.
To be fair, that's probably as close to like Chucht or Ireland as you could get, isn't it?
He surely won't be lasting very long there.
Yeah, we'll wait until like a rainy evening in December against bloody Dundee United at home.
That'll be him gone. That'll be him gone in January.
Right. Well, you brought this guy up already, Robbie. Akil Wright from Stockport. So they recently got promoted. He could have stayed. They were happy for him to stay, but it looked like he was going to be back up in the centre back position. So he's very much a right-sided centre back. He's also played in the sort of holding midfield before. I didn't see it on Saturday because I wasn't there, but throughout the group stages, looks a very solid centre back.
Yeah, so far pretty decent. I think he looks like someone who's not afraid to get the ball at his feet either, which is always a good sign. I don't think we'll be getting much of that from Lammy this year, so it'll be good if Wright's able to kind of play out from the back. I think on Saturday, I can't remember anything he did wrong. I think probably Nightingale had a couple of howlers that we can go into later, maybe. But I don't think Wright really put a foot wrong in that defence. And a clean sheet on his debut in the league is something I'm sure he'll be very happy with.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I thought he was pretty good. Maybe a bit. I don't know, it was a bit clumsy at sometimes, but I mean, it's his first game in the league. I don't think it's much to judge him off of. So, and he comes highly rated as well. So hopefully he can make that right side his own.
Good that.
Nice. Next on the list. Oh, my laptop's froze.
Class.
2 seconds. Oh no, we're back.
What's a podcast?
Ethan Denham on loan from Hearts. Now, I was talking to Andy Skinner, Andrew Henderson, Alistair Fraser at one of County's pressures, and I said, if this boy scores 2 goals in a game and your headline isn't double Denham, we're going to have problems. But
that's what they teach you at Glasgow Cali.
But this looks a very good signing. Well, yes, hopefully a very good signing. 20 appearances for that Hearts team last season is no mean feat. And he's got quite an interesting story. So he was let go from Hearts under Robbie Nielsen, but Stephen Naismith brought him back. In that time, he had an interview at the bank, which he said went like shit. And also
An interview where? At the bank?
at the bank, yeah. And he also worked at Sainsbury's, I think. So
Wow.
quite the comeback to football from Aidan Denham, and made not only got brought back but made a proper breakthrough 20 appearances. Great achievement, but obviously with the depth they've brought in, they thought maybe his pathway would be a little bit limited. So Don Cowie pounced to secure a signature on a year-long loan. He was saying that he Liam Boyce, Jan Danda, and Blair Spittle, who all gave glowing reviews of County. So thanks, boys, for convincing him to come up here.
That's quite nice of Dan. That I maybe won't want him to break his leg quite as hard as I did before. But
They would just
that's
pull a muscle now.
yeah, just a few week injury. Just as long as he's injured when he's playing us, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's I remember him coming off the bench in the Conference League to make his debut. I think it was.
Was it Rosenborg?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and kind of he just seemed to kick on since then. Like 17 appearances in the league is no mean feat when you're playing for Hearts. So I think that's definitely a player who can hopefully cut it at this level. He's kind of I know a lot of those appearances were off the bench, but I wouldn't say at any point that he looked out of his depth in that Hearts Premiership team last season. So I think he's definitely a player that hopefully can get a run of games under us. And if he's hoping to earn himself a place in that Hearts team, he's going to have to be good because they've made some brilliant signings, especially Dan and Spittle. So I think that, yeah, he's going to need to step up at County, and I really hope he can do.
Yeah, and even if he, because Hearts are such a good team, even if he does do well, we might have the chance of signing him at the end of the season. So hopefully he can prove himself worthy to wear the shirt, as it were.
Mighty blue and white.
I think he'll be quite a versatile player because Hearts, the reviews of Hearts fans, they were saying he's obviously puts on a lot of graft, which probably suggests he's a box to box. But he was also saying that he's been getting told to obviously enjoy it and play with a bit more freedom, which suggests he's hopefully wanting to show a bit more creativity as well. So hopefully it's a bit of everything from Mr. Denham. Next on the list, this was an exciting signing. So our first summer signing, which was announced alongside. In fact, I think we were live recording the last podcast when this got announced. The new away kit alongside the most handsome man in Scottish football, Will Nightingale.
What a man! Wow, what a good looking bloke. I think that at the time I was buzzing, and I think that going off his last season's performances, I think he is a player that we should welcome back. Having the chance to take him back, I think we were probably right to do so. Haven't seen him on Saturday. But I'm sure, hopefully, that was just. I know he did a presser the other day where he said that he does need to look at his own performance a bit. So hopefully, it's just a bit of early season nerves that he'll soon shake off and get back to his best.
In fairness, he did miss the entire League Cup group stage during
True. That is true. He is just back from injury, I think.
Well, I think obviously I understand starting him on Saturday because he came off the back of months of injury and just slotted right back into the team last season. So hopefully, if he plays this Saturday, he'll be back up to speed. Now, the second last guy on this list is Jack Greaves. Now, when it was first sort of purported in the press that we were signing him on loan from Watford, he was advertised as sort of an out-and-out striker. Everything said that he was a striker, a centre forward. But we've been playing him as a midfielder. And and obviously we've not seen too much of him. He did start at the weekend. Can you boys boys get me up to speed? How did Jack Greaves play?
He didn't. He didn't. To be honest, he didn't really look. I don't know. He didn't look great. To be honest, he was kind of didn't really create much. But I don't know if that was just. I mean, it's his first, game in the Prem, so hopefully he does get up to speed. But he kind of looked almost out of his depth. But I don't know. He clearly does have some skill, but I just thought he was a bit weak on the ball at times.
A bit weak on the ball. I did think that a lot of it he was kind of having to do all the creating by himself, which I thought was quite a thankless task on Saturday. I think that there was probably anyone playing in that midfield would have struggled to get any decent service to the front two, but. Yeah, I don't know. Time will tell. But he's someone that I can only judge him off what I've seen on Saturday because I've never seen him play before. And it sounds like he is trying to find his feet at a new position. So I guess that'll take time for him to bed into the squad properly. But it's very early days with him, and it's someone I've probably not seen enough of to make a decent comment on.
Yeah, obviously I didn't see the game because I was too busy getting headbutted by goats, but I'm not joking, by the way. I've got a big bruise on my leg because I got headbutted by a massive goat.
Can't believe Jordan White was headbutting you. What's the need?
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like we had much of the ball in the first place. So hopefully we can, if we're at home, for instance, and we have a spell of possession, you can show what you can do then. The last man on this list is one Jack Hamilton, who's been brought in as brought in as deputy to Ross Laidlaw. He did get a couple of appearances in the League Cup group stage. It's quite interesting that as backup we brought in a permanent player instead of a loan.
Yeah, that's the first time it's probably happened for a while. I think that
Since Aaron McCary.
Do we know how long is he on contract for?
A year, I think.
It's just 1 year, so
yeah,
really make any difference to that. I heard apparently that we went in for Mark Bridges.
Yeah, he's now working at the club in a
Bucky Thistle.
Business.
In like
he's
a business.
Working for County. He's playing for Bucky. Apparently didn't want to be a backup goalkeeper for us.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Bucky's a good side, Highland League champions. You'll get plenty of football and playing towards the top end of that league, you'd imagine. So
yeah, that Jack Hamilton, he's a tower. We're gonna have to just wait and see what he does because he's been a bit. It's no secret that he's been a bit of a bomb scare in the past. Like,
but I mean, speaking of compilations earlier on, there was some compilation going around to him that didn't show him in the best light.
I felt so bad.
If we were to get a Dundee fan on to give his opinion, I think there'd probably be a few unsavoury comments made. But who knows? Sometimes players just fit some clubs better than others. But I think Laidlaw.
I mean, he's played in the Prem, and as a backup goalkeeper, I don't think it's that.
Yeah, what more could you want, really? Prem experience.
We're resting our hopes on Laidlaw, so hopefully he'll be staying fit this season. But you never know. Maybe Laidlaw can teach Jack Hamilton a thing or two.
Yeah, resting our hopes on Laidlaw. What's new?
What a man. My captain.
Well, that's the last of the signings so far. A question I've got for you boys is that what position, if any, would you like to see us strengthen in there?
It's tough because we don't really have like a like if you've only got one, then you're still not going to play a performance with wingers. But I would like to see us get an actual winger in, just to have a different option. I don't really see why. I get Jay Henderson's been here a couple of years now, and he's not been able. Or is it just 1 year?
1 year.
He didn't manage to get himself in the team at all, so maybe he was kind of pushing for a loan move himself. But just a player like that who you can chuck on to run at people, try to take someone on. Like if we could get someone like that in, I'd be pretty happy.
The thing I'm thinking is like, I think we do need a winger as just a different option if we want to change things up. The problem is, any wingers we're trying to bring to the club will see that we play a formation without wingers, and it's probably a bit of a tough sell.
That's a pretty good point, actually. Like, you're gonna know that you're gonna be on the bench the whole game. We obviously with that boy on trial. Who's the one who's
Thingy,
Garrick.
Garrick, yeah.
Garrick.
Jordan Garrick.
I know
He played at top, didn't he?
Yeah, he did get injured at one of the friendlies, but I think
We'll always remember that goal against Brora. Golden dead leg. What a hero.
Not that I saw the goal against Brugge, but I'll always remember the Twitter notification coming through.
Well, this Saturday we've got a game against Dundee United, who are coming off the back of a 2-2 draw against Simon Murray FC. Not a bad game. That I don't know if did you watch that game? I didn't see that game, no.
Either, yeah. Nah, I would have thought. Never mind. Very good game.
Football, mate.
I think they've got their new boy up front who got man of the match and scored the first goal.
The Macedonian boy.
I'll look him up. But he looks really good. Trapanovsky. I thought he looked pretty dangerous going forward anyway. So he's someone that we're definitely going to have to try and keep quiet. But I thought
a really good finish that.
Just
comes across and he catches it. It's good.
Nearly tried a couple of audacious chips as well. I think just about nearly came off, but I think that they did look a bit susceptible at the back though. So you never know. It could. I think most Dundee United games this season are going to be high scoring, probably at both ends. So that's something we're definitely going to have to take advantage of on Saturday. And I hope the goal scorers are going to be at it.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think
we should go for Mr. Hale.
I would love a goal for Mr. Hale. I think Jordan White's going to score. That's my bold prediction is going to be 2-1 County, and White's going to score, and one of the centre backs is going to score from a corner.
White snow and frosty hill.
Good.
That's terrible.
Quite good,
That's
that,
fucking horrific.
No, I quite like that. Probably could have saved it for the Christmas pod, but
yeah, true. I'll save it for then and pretend I'd never said it before. No one will remember by then.
Yeah, no chance.
Well, boys, we've got a few questions. Thanks to all that asked us stuff. So, from top to bottom of this Twitter comment section, how far can we go in the cups this year? Hampden, here we come. That's from Jack Howard, by the way. Well, yes, Hampden, here we come, because Ibrox isn't ready yet, so we're playing Rangers there.
I think that might be the only chance we get to play at Hampden this year.
Nah, nonsense.
To be fair,
both cups.
Going the way we've played in the League Cup so far, we could be winning it. I've never seen either of the Old Firm dominate their League Cup group stage like we just did. So I think they'll be trembling in their boots come the quarterfinals once we absolutely hammer Spartans at Ainsley Park.
Oh God, don't say that.
It's gonna happen, surely. Mate, the game's on my birthday. There's no way we can lose that.
Yeah, true.
If I spend my 20
lost to
seconds
Spartans to celebrate your birthday.
Spartans, I'll be heartbroken.
Two-time League Cup champion sounds so good.
Nah, I prefer the Scottish Cup though, but our record in that
Don't
over
tell
the last
Cali
few
fans
years,
that.
our record in the last few years has been terrible. I don't think Cali have much of a leg to stand on these days. I don't think.
Yeah, true. Oh, it took 47 minutes to mention the circus across the bridge.
Have you been enjoying it? Do
It's
you like
been
the new owner?
unbelievable. Just the word fidgetal.
Great.
Inverness
What a
Caledonian
word.
Digital. He was front page of the Courier yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he's like he said it, and they might be back to where they belong in 5 to 7 years.
That's
So
very specific.
7
He's
years to get them back to
absolutely
the mid-table championship.
The Highland League, mate. Now, back to where they belong is dissolved back to Thistle and Cali in the Highland League.
Just give it up. I would just be giving it up. Just call it a day. It's a decent run of it for 20 years. Just give it up. They have like 600 fans at their game. That's ridiculous.
yeah. And like,
Is it true that they've been lying about attendances in social media? Because they said they had like 1,400, and I saw a picture, and I was like, just piss off. No way.
Depends if they count the three idiots watching from the lay-by.
that's incredible,
A
unbelievable.
photo of who's that?
It's so good.
One of them's got a picture on their cover photo. Now. That is just
Is it-
absolutely beautiful.
That's a cover photo. That's quite sad.
Cover photos. To be fair, it'd be quite a cool photo if they weren't such a gimp. But I think the less said about that mob, the better.
All right, moving on then. So, from Stephen McKenzie, do you think any more will come in?
I think we very seldom don't panic buy in the last week of the window. So I'm sure we will probably see another maybe one or two come in, but I have no idea who they're going to be or what positions. But we have, and I'm quite impressed that we seem to have done a lot of business early this season, which is in contrast to quite a few other ones.
Yeah, our business was first of all, yeah, early business, but also with the whole Murray thing going on, we knew he wanted to leave, but it seems like obviously it was undisclosed fee. We don't know what the asking price was, but it was said in the media that Dundee eventually did match our valuation. So one, it sounds like we didn't budge from on the asking price. And the day we brought in Hale, it was announced that Murray was leaving officially, even though we knew it weeks before. So it just sounded very organized. So I was quite happy with the club for that.
Yeah, I was buzzing. Like, it's not very often, we lose a big player and actually have somebody lined up. Like, usually we just sell on a player and go, well, that's fine. We've got the money for them. What are we going to do now? It's like, but it seems like we actually have a plan. And this transfer window has been very organised throughout because, we've gone out and we've got players. We needed experience at the back. We got Lammy and Nightingale in, and then a good player in right. And then we've replaced Dan as a 10. We've bought a striker. We've got centre mids in. I just think it was a really smart window from us, and hopefully it pays off.
I think another situation where that happened is, I think this was in the press because Jack Baldwin left a while ago. I can't remember exactly what was said, but obviously he wanted to go down near his family, but he was prepared to stay for an extra year and just see out his contract and then go. So it was a matter of whether he was going to get an offer, and obviously that did come, but they were already looking at Akil, right? So Jack leaving then opened the window for Wright to come in. So it's another way. It sounds very organized. And just, yeah, I can't believe we've not spoke about Jack yet. So obviously our captain, I think the last year was the only season. No, was it last year and the year before? When did Keith Watson leave? A year ago. Yeah, a year ago. Last year, it's weird to think it was the only year that Jack Baldwin was officially captain because he wore the armband for so much of his spell. It was an emotional moment, him leaving. Proper body and soul on the line defender that honestly, I think we have very good centre back options, but I don't think, as much as I like all of them, I don't think any of them put their body on the line as much as Jack does. Because obviously, red cards and the occasional stupid moment aside, uh, I'll miss him quite a lot.
Quite big moments to put aside there.
True, but I have county tinted glasses, so
He's
I
also
think the
just
fact we got money for him was great business as well. He's the type of player that you would let go, like usually we would let go for free, you know.
Especially
So
at
I
his
think it's at his age, he didn't really have that great season last season. I don't think. So I think it's good that we got him out, not out the door. Like it's not good that we got him out the door because we will miss him a wee bit. But it's good that we got money in for him at the very least.
he's clearly just a good guy as well. He always came
Yeah.
across really well. I thought in the press conferences he was good. A couple of times I spoke to him in person, he seemed like a very sound individual. So I think that's, and I'm glad that he got a pretty good send off getting that goal against Wraith Rovers in Kirkcaldy. That's not a goal that any of us will be forgetting anytime soon. So yeah, he did his job. He was instrumental in us getting top six, and he managed to keep us up the last 2 seasons. So penalty missing against Party Thistle aside, we will miss him.
That's quite a big thing to put aside, Robbie.
That is a major thing to put aside.
It's the throw-ins I'm going to miss the most.
Oh.
I don't think we scored from a single one, but it was
fun. There was a couple, I think.
No, I don't think so. Was there?
No,
there was.
We scored two, right? And actually, I was looking through county goals just to get myself hyped up for. But I always thought it was just one because we scored one when against St Johnston at home. I think Jordan White flicked it on to Charles Cooks. Charles Cook scored a volley. It was like a couple of years ago. It was the season we ended up getting top six, beat St Johnston.
I think
I thought that was the only one. But looking through videos, Willie Akio's only goal for county, the equaliser against Aberdeen, actually came from a Jack Baldwin long throw, which I didn't even notice. I don't think I even noticed watching that game. But that is one of the goals, to be fair, I will never forget when they scored it.
It's also great. One of the goals against Hearts at home last season came from a long throw.
Yeah. It was all great, but it does stink of the Ronaldo free kick sort of stuff.
Yeah.
300 long throw-ins, 3 goals.
I'm just going to miss the get it in the box. And when it inevitably doesn't work, it's the disappointment.
We're used to
that. Final question. You think Hale is a good enough replacement for Murray himself, or are you looking for another forward to share the burden?
We're not going to get another forward to share the burden. But I think that I'm more hoping that I don't think he's going to replace Murray goal for goal striker. Murray's definitely a bigger loss than getting Hale from first impressions. You never know. In a year or two, Hale might turn out to be an unbelievable striker. But I think that Murray was our best player last season. And it's always going to be hard to replace someone like that. But I think replacing a 32, 33-year-old striker for a 25-year-old striker who can also score goals is always going to be decent business. I
will also say, at times, having Murray was like having a 12th player on the park.
Yeah, that's the problem. But we're not going to replace Murray like that. But I think that Hale's definitely someone that will hopefully be on the ascendancy, whereas Murray's probably getting to the end of his career. And I think that more so I'll be hoping that Jordan White, Eamon Brophy is hard to see, but hopefully some of the other strikers can step up and get a few more goals of their own and share it themselves. But I don't think we'll be signing another striker this window.
No, I don't think so either.
I think only if we got rid of one, which we're not going to. So I think we've got 4 good strikers. Alex Samuel hasn't really done it in the Prem, but he's proved to be a handful at the very least coming on late. Brophy, we know, can score goals. He's just unfit and injury prone. So if he could sort that out, I mean,
another big ask.
Which is a big ask, but in an ideal world, imagine Brophy. I think Brophy and Hale up front would be a great partnership, but it's going to be White and Hale, and they've proved to be, good so far. I thought they were okay against Motherwell. I thought White was good at winning the ball, but yeah, it was very difficult for them. I mean, it always is going to be with that shithouse back 5 of theirs. So, no, I think we'll be fine. I think Hale will score enough goals to at least keep us up, I think.
Yeah.
That wraps it up nicely, I think.
Please. It's nearly 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bait you out, but you said you were the one who said, let's keep this short. I want my bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also said that.
I'm not going to bed. I'm leaving to drive down to Glasgow in an hour.
Who are you going to Tenerife with?
Family.
Oh.
Flights at, what do you call it? Flights at 6 a.m, man.
Oh, rough.
The rest of my family are sleeping, and I stayed up to talk rubbish with you boys.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
This is what Staggies View means to me. Take notes, Pete Mackay.
Well, we'll have Pete back for you on the next episode. That I promise you.
I don't know. Do you not think Liam's outdone him?
We could have 4.
Yeah. We'll see. I think we should do a poll, Liam or Pete.
Yeah, definitely.
Leave it up to the fans.
Hide it. I'll vote on it and then hide the poll. So then it's 100% me.
We do miss Pete. We did him back to host badly.
We do. I did, but it actually is I could not. Yeah,
he is the gaffer, isn't he?
For a man with zero preparation, I thought you did well, mate.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Well, thank you, Liam, for joining us on such short notice. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thank you, Robbie. Hope you have a very nice time in Tenerife. When do you get back?
Next Wednesday. So I will be missing the Dundee United game, but I'm hoping some glorious Tenerife pub will have a dodgy fire stick I can watch on.
All right. Hopefully you find that. Thank you all very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. We'll have hopefully as many episodes as we did last season. I feel like last season was a pretty good one.
It'll be too ambitious.
Temper expectations.
We didn't even get a preview out until after the season started.
True. Very true. Thank you very much.
We're so back. We're
back. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Staggies.
More Staggies.